Hello everybody and welcome to a new video on the channel. In this video we are going to be talking about Zhongli, his best artifact, best weapon and some team comps that he fits in. And also we're going to talk a little bit about if you should pull for him or not. Let's jump right into the video. First let's talk about his talent. His elemental skill will give you a shield that will absorb all physical and elemental damage from enemies, and it is based on his max HP. If you tap his elemental skill, he will put down this pillar that will decrease all phys and elemental resistance to enemies, and if you hold it, a shield will appear on you that will block and absorb all the damage that the enemies do to you. And the shield is based on Zhongli's max HP. So there are two ways that you can build Zhongli. You can either build him as a bot shield or you can build him as a sub DPS. We're gonna talk about that later when we're talking about artifacts. Now let's talk about his ult. His ultimate brings a fallen meteor upon your enemies that will do massive damage, and it will also freeze your enemies for a short duration of time. Now let's talk about Zhongli's best in slot weapon. For a sub DPS build, his best in slot is going to be the Staff of Homa. I know this is not his signature weapon, but this weapon is really good on Zhongli because it gives you HP as well as crit damage, and it will give you an attack bonus based on 0.8 of the wielder's HP at Refine 1. And when you're below 50% HP, the attack bonus is increased by an additional 1% of max HP. So this is a really good weapon for him if you're playing him as a sub DPS. There are many weapons that work on Zhongli. Any crit weapon is good on him. For example, the Primordial Jadewing Spear, or any energy recharge weapon if you want to get your ult back very fast. The Wavebreaker's Fin for a 4-star option is really nice, or you can also use the Favonius Lance if you want to give your team energy particles. If you want to play Zhongli as a bot shield, the best weapon for him is going to be the 3-star weapon, the Black Tassel, because it gives you HP. Now let's talk about Zhongli's artifacts. If you want to play Zhongli as a sub DPS, you're gonna need to put 2-piece Noblesse, 2-piece Arctic Petra on him. The 2-piece Noblesse gives you a 20% extra burst damage, and the 2-piece Arctic Petra gives you 15% geo damage bonus. Now let's talk about the substats. In the substats, if you're playing him as a sub DPS, of course, you should be aiming for HP percentage, crit rate, crit damage, and energy recharge. And for the sand, you're gonna need to put an HP sand on him. The goblet, a geo damage bonus with the crit rate, crit damage, and HP percentage. And for the circlet, you need crit rate or damage depend on your ratio. With, of course, crit rate or crit damage on the substat, as well as HP percentage and energy recharge. A little bit of attack helps a little bit. And if you want to play Zhongli as a shield bot, you're gonna need to use a 4-piece Tenacity of the Millelith, because the 2-piece set gives you plus 20 HP, and the 4-piece set gives a 20% attack bonus to your team. And also, the shield strength is increased by 30% for 3 seconds. And because of his elemental skill, the Pillar, it's going to keep hitting enemies and it will keep triggering this effect. Now, for the substats, you should only be aiming for HP percentage, energy recharge, and maybe some crit rate if you are using him with the Favonius Lance, so you can proc the weapon's passive. For the sands, you're gonna need HP percentage sand, an HP percentage goblet, and an HP percentage headpiece. You should be aiming for 70k HP on Zhongli if you are using him with the Black Tassel. Now let's talk about Zhongli's teams and if you should be pulling for him. As a free-to-play player, I would not recommend that you wish for Zhongli unless you like him, because the only teams that I see him needed for are going to be Ganyu Melt if you don't own Shenhe, or you can't play without shield because using the charge attacks can be a little bit annoying in Abyss, Wanderer, and Hu Tao. These are the only characters that kind of need Zhongli. For example, you can run Ganyu with Kazuha, Shinhei, and Bennett, but that's going to be a little bit annoying in Abyss if you don't have a shield and you can charge attack. If you're not using a shielder like Zhongli with Ganyu in Abyss, it's going to be a little bit annoying to hit your charge attack because the enemies are going to keep attacking you and you will keep getting interrupted. It's kind of a skill issue, so if you're not that skillful in the game, and maybe you're just lazy and you don't want to sweat enough in Abyss, you just want to get those primos, well, Zhongli might be good for you. Another character that Zhongli is really good with is going to be Wanderer, because whenever you are mid-air doing your charge attacks, normal attacks, the enemies are gonna keep hitting you and you will not be able to perform your attacks. You will keep getting interrupted unless you are very smart with your movement. So Zhongli is kind of good for those teams. Is he necessary? Absolutely not. You can clear any content in the game without using him. But if you want the character, you can go for him. He's really nice to have. He's an Archon. His design is really cool. And he's got some dope voice lines. Now I'm gonna leave you with a little bit of showcase of Zhongli in Abyss. And I hope you enjoyed the video. If you found this video useful, please leave a like. It really helps out the channel. And by the way, we go live every morning from 11 a.m. GMT +1 to 6 p.m. So if you are interested, you can join us. We do Abyss help to viewers, we do character reviews, etc. That was all for this video. I will see you in the next one.
This is order. Gather.
Everybody stand! Hey, Boba, get the... Let's light it up! Out of the frying pan!
Stabilize.
I'm going in!
I will have order.
You're toast!
This is order. Solidify.
Huh? Teamwork is strength! Eat this! Boba, get... I'm going in!
I will have order.
Out of the frying pan!
Order guide you. Gather.
Teamwork is strength! You're toast! Nice and spicy! Boba, get the...
Solidify.
Born of ice and frost. Everybody stand back!
This is order.
Hey, Teamwork is strength! Fate is upon you!
I will have order. I will have order. Stabilize.
Here comes the catch. Unleash! Break a leg! Fire hazard!
This is order.
Gotcha! Game's up! Time's over! Strike is one!
Gather.
Here comes the catch. And step. Your brand's been out.
Order guide you.
Time for a light show. Gold Bishop down.
This is order. Stabilize.
Things are about to get tight. Observe. Strike is one.